Hey Project Fam, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. So today's video is all about my G. So if you saw my last video, I kind of threw in a little bit of information and said that I sold my G. Yes, that's right. I sold my G actually within a week. So you're looking at a video now, I do not own this car anymore. But you know what? Since I sold it in a week, it would be helpful to know how I sold it in a week. I mean, that was really quick. So I thought about it, and there are 6 critical factors that you need to consider when selling your car. So while I'm talking in the background, you're looking at a dirty car right here. Now, as you know, I detail and wash my cars a lot, but for some reason I could not get the energy up to give this car a good detail, and I procrastinated and I put it off. I could not do it. So I took it to someone and had them do it for me. Nevertheless, I digress. All right, so let's jump right into it. Number 1, the number 1 factor, in my point of view, obviously, on selling a car is timing, right? Because it is tax time, baby. It is time. You get yourself a couple of dollars, I have a car for you. Full disclosure, I've been thinking about selling this car for over a year now, but the timing wasn't right. And you know what? And who buys a car from Thanksgiving to New Year's? Nobody buys a car if you really don't need a car. So you have to wait until people have extra money like they have when they file their tax returns. Timing is the first thing on my list. So I did tell you the car was dirty and I couldn't get up to giving it a good detail. So I took it to a car wash and I bought like their special. I drove up and I said, hey, I'd like to sell this car. What kind of wash do you recommend? And I just kept asking questions. Do you recommend I do this? Do you recommend I do that? So what I did was I got a full clean on the inside and a decent clean on the outside because I could always wash the outside of my car. What I really wanted to do was to get the inside nice and clean. And it was actually going to rain either the next day, and my goal was to take some awesome photos. So here I am at the car wash getting it clean. The second thing that's really important when you're selling a car is to understand its value. How much is the car worth? There are certain sites out there like Edmunds and Kelley Blue Book that you can go to figure out your value. I didn't even go there because frankly, it would tell me my car is undervalued, and I wasn't trying to hear that. So I went to a specialty car group that I've been a member for a long time. And it's a G37 car group. There's the amount. The amount is $190.69. It was worth the money, trust me. So I went to a car group and I basically posted a couple of pictures and I asked the people in the group, hey, how much is this car worth? Gave them the year, the amount of miles, let them know it was a clean tile, no accidents, and I'm the second owner. And they gave me a price and they said, hey, it's pretty dirty. You need to get it clean. And I knew it. So this actually goes to the number 3 thing on my list when you're trying to sell a car. Man, get your car clean. If it's dirty, people don't want to buy a dirty car. If it's dirty on the inside, people don't want to buy it. You gotta keep your car clean. You gotta get your car clean. The first impression matters. To be totally transparent, before I put this car on the market, I actually bought new tires. I didn't go with my Continental Extremes like I normally do, but I put fresh rubber on this car because what I wanted to do was make sure that when I'm taking it for a test drive and driving it around, that it actually runs really nice. And I mounted them in the Boogie Down. I mounted them in the Bronx. Didn't do a great job. So actually I paid twice to get them balanced, and it was all about timing. Nevertheless, oh, here we are. Let's cut to me picking up the car. And it kind of set the scene. I've had this car for 10 years. I love this car. I'm only getting rid of it because I have way too many cars and not enough time to take care of all of them, and you can hear it in my voice. I don't know, maybe I've been procrastinating from getting this car clean. It's because I really don't want to sell it, but I don't even drive it enough. It doesn't charge enough. I have to keep boosting the battery because I don't drive it enough. So, I mean, I cleaned all the other cars the other day, but I didn't clean this one. I just dropped it off to local car wash. Told them I wanted to sell the car. clean it for me. Gave me a price, I agreed to it. They called me, told me it was ready. I have to go pick up the car, then have a photo shoot. And the weather is looking really iffy right now. Like, I know it's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's not bright out, it's not the best conditions, but I'm gonna get it done today. It's supposed to rain over the next 3 or 4 days. That way I'll be able to get it posted on the internet, reposted on a couple of sites that I have the car now, and see if I get some bites. I'm approaching the car wash. I'm glad I dropped it off today, because if it had been 60 degrees or 70 degrees and a beautiful day, they would have probably rushed the job. Yeah, you know, because they have so much work. But today, man, shoot, there shouldn't be nobody there. This looks sweet. I think I would buy this. As a matter of fact, this looks almost like it did when I bought it over 10 years ago. Wow. All right, so you ready? This looks pretty good. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go and take some professional pictures of it. But just the way it looks now, it looks absolutely hot. This looks good. Hola. I'm ready. While the car warms up, yo, I'm glad I didn't do this. This looks good. And it passes the smell test. I mean, it even smells good. So, all right, let's get it to the park. Yeah, this feels really good. It looks good. It actually smells good. Man, this will be a recommendation for all the cars. No, okay, I can't afford to have all of them done, but oops. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. This shifter is so much lighter, and this clutch is so much lighter than the Porsche. I don't know. Everything feels good. It handles bumps a lot better. You know, believe it or not, I think it has more power than the Porsche. Yo, this car is pretty good. Yeah, feels like I didn't even want to sell it, but all right, let's go back to the list. Number 4 on my list is documentation. You have to make sure you have all the necessary paperwork handy, including the title, any maintenance records you might have, the warranties. You need to show the buyers that you have information. Like, typically you'll have some receipts for service. You want to actually run your own VIN and see what they're going to see when they run the Carfax, you know, run your VIN on Carfax. You want to look for any suspicious activity, so you'll be able to talk about it. If you have an owner's manual, you want to make sure you include that with the vehicle. You want to make sure that you have your hands on the title with no lien holder, because frankly, you can't sell something you don't own, and that was one of the hiccups for me. I would have probably sold this car in 2 days if I had my hand on my title. So the title I had a lien holder, and in New York State, they don't send you clean titles when you finish paying for a car. Nevertheless, I got it done. So let's move to number 5. So the 5th thing you need to do is you need to create like a really attractive attractive listing with high quality photos. That's why I'm at the park. I'm about to take pictures. You got to get it clean first. And then after you take your pictures, where are you going to put these pictures? I chose to put it at 2 places. I chose to put it on Auto Trader, which really I had it listed for a year. Even when I wasn't ready to sell it and I didn't have the proper wheels on it, I had it listed on Auto Trader. You have to pay for that one. It wasn't a ton. I think it was like $30, and it didn't expire. The second place that I sold it, that I listed it, that I did really well, is Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace is actually the place where I had about, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many hits in a few days. But that's where I eventually sold the car, on Facebook Marketplace. And the last thing that's really important beforehand, you need to know how much you want for the car. You need to be ready to negotiate. If you're selling a car and you say there's no negotiation, that's not fun. People are not going to go for that. No negotiation is not a good tactic. So if you really want $5,000 for the car, you need to list it for $6,000. You need to allow the purchaser to work for their discount. You want everyone to feel like they won. Win-win situations. All right, let's do a final walk around and talk about this car a little bit. I just put new tires on because I had snow tires on these stock rims, and my Continentals are actually on the Volsons, which I'm also selling. I should include a picture of what the Volsons look like. And now what I'm going to do is close everything down and take some pictures.